Hello, my name is Latasha Moore, and welcome to my blog, La Guapa, Negra. Throughout the process of blogging, I will be sharing with you all my experiences here in Spain. I am here in Spain because of my job as a language assistant. I guess official title is auxiliar de conversación, but that all translates to language assistant. So the title of this particular post is Quien es la Guapa Negra? Or Who Am I? Who is the who is a black beauty? So let's talk about who I am, and you'll get to know a bit more about me through this first post, which is pretty much just an introduction into what lies ahead. My name, as I've already stated, is Latasha Moore. I am 23. And I am from southwestern Arkansas, a wonderful little community called Falcon in the, I already said, the southwest region, near the towns of Hope, Magnolia, Stamps. Google it. Well, you can Google Falcon, but you're really not going to see anything. Falcon is literally, as I said, a community. We don't have a post office. We have one commercial business, and that's only because one of the citizens of Falcon wanted it. So he made his own business, and it's doing well, but we just don't have anything. But that's fine. We have a lot of farmland and some great, farm animals and things of that nature. But as far as businesses, not in Falcon. But that's all right. We're doing real well. I love it. Now, originally I was born in Chicago. I was raised there for 6 years, but I say I'm from Arkansas because that's where I've spent the most of my life, and that's where I was raised. That's what's inside of me. That's what's in me. And I'm proud of that. Coming here, to Spain, people will say, "Where are you from?" And I'll say Arkansas, because they pronounce it Arkansas, with the accent. And they'll be like, "Oh, from the Wizard of Oz?" That's Kansas, baby. But they don't know that, they just hear Kansas, and that's all they need, So Arkansas isn't a popular state, as I'm sure every American knows. And I was in Washington, D.C. for a program. People be like, "Oh, I never met anybody from Arkansas." It's just not a popular state, and that's fine. But I'm here to show the world, like, people from Arkansas have a lot of sense, and we can do anything anybody else can, with a little bit of a difference in speech. But hey, deal with it. I went to high school in Prescott, Arkansas. Go Curly Wolves. So after graduating from Prescott High School, went to ASU. Go Red Wolves. A lot of wolves in my life. I went to Arkansas State in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and a great 4 years there. It groomed me. Not only the university, the community. Oh, the community outreach and outpour of love is great. And so there I majored in communication studies and Spanish. And because of my degree in Spanish, that's why I'm here. I knew that after graduation, I needed something that pushed my Spanish skills, made me use them, made me sharpen them. And this has definitely done that. Excuse me. So, senior year, I'm stressing about what to do next, because at that time, taking a break, a year off between undergrad and graduate school, was not an option. I was like, look, if you don't go to graduate school right now, you're going to be lazy, you're going to get comfortable, you're not going back. As like fear, not telling myself I shouldn't, just fearful that I would fall in the trap of getting too comfortable and staying where I was. So I was filling out graduate school applications, knowing that I really didn't feel confident in the programs I was applying for or going to grad school at that time, just right away. And even a associate of mine in our multicultural center, we were talking, and she said, "Why don't you just take a year off?" And I looked, and I was like, "No, that's impossible." That I genuinely in my heart, I was like, "There's no way. That's impossible for me. I can't do that." And so that really was the first time that anybody had even really mentioned that to me. And that idea was a little seed, and then the water and fertilizer came from one of my teachers. in the Spanish department. She's pretty much was one of the hardest professors in the department. And if you were in the world languages department, you know who I mean. But she came in the class one day. I don't know why it was on her heart and her mind to say this, but she came in with kind of like in a ranting way, but very encouraging. But just like it was, she had to get it off, telling us you need to go somewhere, you need to do something, you need to see some other places. There are so many opportunities, etc., etc. And it was as though in the movies, the heavenly chorus music. Oh, it was it was that moment. And so she finished her little speech and we went through class, and as soon as class was over, I shot out, went outside of the building. It was a nice day, apparently, if I went outside the building. But called my fiance, called my mother, and I'm just thrilled. I'm like, guys, I know the calling for my life. I'm going abroad. I'm going to do this, and I'm just so happy. And I'm on the phone, jabbering away, and they're thinking like, they're saying their response, "You gonna be gone for how long?" So they were thinking they didn't have my joy, and that's fine. But yeah, after that I started researching programs. There are many, and some actually want you to pay them, which with me being new to the idea, it didn't sound stupid. But now that I'm here on a program that's only paying me, I'm not having to pay for certification or something like that. And if you want certification, that's a different ballgame, because that's something you can take with you when you get back home. So I understand that, but some other companies have other fees. And now that I'm in a program, there are no fees. It does sound a bit silly. I'm not saying those other programs are trying to scam people, but if you're searching, baby, hold your pocketbook, because there are programs that won't charge you. And so I'm here through I work for the Spanish government. They formulated a program that's at least over 5 years old, and they solicit native French and English speakers from Canada, the United Kingdom, and the U.S. And so they reel us on over, and we're here. And we don't get paid housing or anything, but we get a nice living amount every month, and so we can make it. Anyway, so I found this program. There are others. I applied. Long, grueling application process, but I made it, and I got accepted. Took a long time for me to know I was accepted, like 3 or 4 months, but I was accepted. And so now, I think I've already said this, but I live in the region of Murcia, which is in the southwestern region. No, excuse me, southeastern region of Spain, almost right above Africa. So we're at the bottom. And I live in Buyas, which is a small town, but with a lot of heart and some great people. So, what do? I work in an elementary school 3 days a week, and my tasks vary. But in everything I do, I teach English. Some teachers want me to help them with their lessons, and simply they talk for 10 minutes, I take over for 10 minutes, and we alternate like that. Other teachers, what do I do? Excuse me. I had a little, brain fart, Other teachers, sometimes I take groups of students out of the classroom, and we'll do an activity for 10 minutes. Then I take them back and get another group. Other teachers just want me to make a presentation on American culture and show it to the students and talk about it and engage them. So it really, every day is different. I never know what to expect, literally. I also have taken it upon myself to teach private lessons outside of school. So I work with adults. Also, that was my decision, just a way to make a little extra money. Nothing required. But it's been a great experience, and I pray through this blog post, you all will get to know a bit more about me, a bit more about being abroad, and just enjoy what you see and learn from it. I don't know if I explained why I called this post La Guapa Negra, and if I did, just fast forward. But I called this post La Guapa Negra because, well, it means the pretty black woman or black beauty. Obviously, I am black, but I take pride in that. But even more so here, because there aren't really any people that look like me. Yes, and there are several, well, not several, but there's an increasing number of African immigrants. So the Spanish people do see some people with, darker skin, but there really just aren't, especially in small places like Buyas. I'm one of two. And the other woman, of course she lives here, but I don't see her much. So I take pride in that definitely here, but then also, La Guapa. Which means like pretty or beautiful. And that's not being conceited. People just started calling me Guapa. I appreciated the name and I'm going to take it. Now, recently I found out they just call everybody Guapa. The babies, the teens, everybody gets called Guapa. But I'm still going to take it because they could be calling me Faya, which is ugly. But yeah, that's the name. That's the reason for the post. And let me say this one last thing to African Americans in the United States. I don't really see many of us studying abroad, and a lot of things I do, we aren't represented for various reasons, I'm sure, but I just don't see a lot of us. Internship programs I've done, and a lot of things, and so I definitely don't see a lot of us traveling abroad for various reasons. Could be financial. I get it. But if you can, baby, come on over. Because, as I've already said, there aren't any of us represented here. And I mean black from U.S., Africa, Germany, even the Caribbean, wherever, there just aren't many of us in certain parts of the country. And so, if you can find a country that doesn't have a hostile issue towards African Americans or, black people, go. Because I think people need to know and see us in the best light possible. Then they will be better educated. Because they do see us here, but only on the television. As far as Africans go, which has really been boiling, I've been boiling a little bit about this. But as far as Africans, they literally only show Africans, the people in the huts. Which I think is what they show a lot of times in the U.S. But after I met a few friends from Africa, I started seeing other stuff and digging deeper. But here, they only show people in the huts, with the skirts on and no teeth. And I literally mean this. I've watched it, and there's a family here who has taken me in as like their own. And I was watching a show with them that featured those type of Africans, and I asked them. I said, have you ever seen the nice big cities or the modern places? And they were like, no, this is what we see. Then of course they see the immigrants who are here, but there, when you're an immigrant, you're fleeing from something, so you're not worried about prim and proper and looking your best. So I don't think they see us in the best light. And so when you come abroad and you have a great personality and you have some sense and you display that, people understand a little better. They're better educated. As a matter of fact, I'll leave you with this story. In December, I had to go to Sehim, a nearby town, to pick up a package. And I was at the bus stop. And I sat on a bench by myself. I noticed when I passed a particular little girl, or teenage girl, she looked at me. But I'm used to that. I get looked at every day, because there's no one else here like me, really. And so I went on the bench to the very end and sat down. And so the girl got up and walked past me as though like she wanted to get some fresh air. I don't know. And so, but she soon walked back the other direction and looked at me. And pretty much made it known that she wanted to talk. So I don't know if she just said something, but we engaged in conversation, all in Spanish, of course. What else can she speak? I'm sure they teach her a little English, but anyway, all in Spanish. And through our conversation, I don't even know how it came up. Before I left, she said, you know what? I was always told black people were bad. Now keep in mind, she in a country where there aren't even like a lot of us. So it ain't like she's seen a lot of bad black people. Where? But she said, I've always been told that people are bad. But I really don't believe it. And I'm sure our conversation, which was basic, was about her. She had recently hurt herself. We just talked basic stuff. How I knew in Spanish. And I'm sure our conversation helped her encourage that thought more. So come on over. Black folks, come on over. I'm waiting on you. I'm lonely. Not really, but it'd just be great to see more of us. So thank you to everyone that's watching. That piece, that little portion, does not mean I'm trying to make this an exclusive post or exclusive blog. It's just something I really wanted, that was on my heart to share. So I'll be seeing you soon. Thanks. Wait, I have something else to show you. Stick around. Voy a sacar un video de nuestro lesión, ¿vale? Vale. Entonces saludan a la cámara. Hola. Hola, papi. You didn't say anything. Hablas. Eating healthy food. Eating healthy food. Come on. What's wrong? Eating healthy food. Tony, wait, boo. What? Toilet? Yeah, go. Food. No. Every day. Eat good for you. All right. Very good. You all did pretty well. Yeah. I think. What did you say? What's that mean? ¿Qué significa? I don't know. No sé porque no sé qué significa. Pero ahora nos vamos. Hola. Sí. Hemos terminado. 30. Excuse me. 30 and 31. 30 y 31. So 30 and 31. Very good, baby. Is that 31? Yeah. Good setup. Great, everybody. Okay. What, baby? What's wrong? What? The pumpkin. Yes. Yes, the pumpkin. Yeah. Do you know the name of that in English? What is it in English? It's a pumpkin. Pumpkin. So Tasha will talk, you repeat. Okay? Here we go. Fingers on the book. Put your finger here. Laura, todos. Maria acá. Finger on the book. Eating healthy food every day is good for you. 1, 2, 3. Eating healthy food every day is good for you. Very good. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. To the camera.